How's it going, everyone? My name's Eric. Welcome to my channel. I guess you could call this a stock market update for the 2nd of February 2021. Just a couple things I want to go over real quick because I don't feel like many other people I've seen have been talking about these things. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong spots, but either way, I'm going to go over them real quick. What we're looking at here is the S&P 500 futures. This is the daily chart, and this view here goes all the way back to 2018, and there's a couple trend lines. Take the peak of 18, goes here to the peak of 2020 right before the COVID crash, and then goes nicely right across here and is resistance all across here until we broke through relatively recently, and now it's been acting as support. Then you also have this line here from the rebound of the COVID crash, acted as support right here, support again in here, and then this finally broke through, and it's right here. We're kind of in this little triangle of support and resistance. Just the last few days we closed below it, and then we had another down day and closed even farther, and then technically this day we ticked this line of support, closed up near the diagonal, and then just today on the 2nd of February we actually closed above it, and now futures have opened right above it again. So in my opinion, this is a nice little crossroads to keep an eye on. You know, if we regain this diagonal support here going higher, I would say that's a much more bullish outlook. But if this comes up here and then rejects it again, you know, this could just get stuck in here maybe, or this could reject it again and then fall through here, and then maybe come down and test this line of support here, or even, who knows, maybe even way down here. I think that's somewhat unlikely to happen, at least anytime in the next few weeks. My 2 cents is that we are just going to continue to trickle up here for a little bit longer until maybe the S&P gets to around 4,000 or the SPY is at around 400. I think if it gets up in this range, it could be a little more bullish, and we could even go maybe to 4,200 on the S&P. If it stays around here and just kind of hovers this, I think it could just kind of go up this way and then get up into here right around 4,000. And then we'll see a correction maybe down a little bit larger. But who knows? If you follow the Elliott wave, I've seen predictions anywhere from 3,800 to 4,200 for the S&P before we see a larger correction down. So time will tell. No one really knows, obviously. But again, over the next few days, if this little intersection of support and resistance kind of causes problems, this could help dictate what people will see going forward, right? I mean, maybe it just keeps rejecting this line and kind of bounces here in like a megaphone pattern. Just something to keep an eye on. All right, one more thing I wanted to go over real quick is Bitcoin. Starting back here in late 2018, the primary Elliott wave has gone up here 1, 2, 3, and we have completed 3. Then the 4 correction is either happening right now or potentially has ended. So this 4 might end up being here, and then the 5 goes up. It's still a little bit undecided here. I'm going to zoom in on this section here, which has been the most recent since the March 2020 low. If we turn that one on, we'll get the intermediate time frame. For the record, I'm no expert on Elliott waves. I don't even know the proper names. You try to Google the proper names of each duration, and you will get primary or intermediate or whatever. The time frames overlap, so I'm not quite sure what to call each one. So I'm just calling these what I think they should be called, but who knows, I'm probably wrong. I understand the concept, but the naming just really throws me off. I don't know, it's not clear at all. So anybody watching this, if you have a clear source, I would love to see it, because in my opinion, the naming of each wave is totally arbitrary, whether you're this subwave or the bigger subwave or whatever. It's all super confusing to me. They all overlap is the problem. So anyways, so let's turn off the primary and we zoom in here. So since the March COVID crash low here, we've gone up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we are correcting down from that 5. And if we focus in on this area a little more, once we topped out here a couple weeks ago, we initially had a falling wedge developing. And just, 4 or 5 days ago, on the 29th of January, we finally broke out of this falling wedge, which that could be a sign that this is going to take off to the upside to, 45,000, 50,000, maybe even higher. What you also might notice here is this is a big bull flag, in my opinion. And so when it broke out of here, the falling wedge goes away, but now you have a bull flag, right? So this bull flag is forming here. So it could come up here and keep going, right? Or it might hit here and come back down. We just don't know. In my opinion, this is the next kind of make or break line right here, is around 37,500. And certainly if we break the top of this candle, which is about 38,600, you know, that could be a real strong bullish sign that this is going to take off from there. Now, as far as the Elliott wave is concerned here, this seems to be shaping up as a zigzag correction. And if that's the case, you're going to have a zigzag that comes down into here. So we're going to have one more down correction into the 25,000 range. However, that's assuming that the zigzag equals 1 on the Elliott wave, A, B, C, where C equals 1 of A. That would be assuming that that happens, right? However, if we're looking at more of a flat correction than a zigzag, then we might already be on our way up here, right? Again, we got to watch this level right here. Or the zigzag could have just been more of an abbreviated, which I guess you would call a flat, where A and C are basically equal. Let me turn off a couple things here to clean it up. So we could be looking at an A, B, C, and now we're heading up, right? But we need to get confirmation of that by breaking this level, or I guess even this level. So I guess my whole point is I'm really keeping an eye on this intersection right here, because if this goes through, in my opinion, that's a very bullish sign that it could just go up, you know, 45, 46, somewhere in here, or maybe even higher. However, if we go back and I undo this, you know, if it comes here and bounces down, we could be headed all the way down to 25,000, give or take. So then big picture here, if I turn this stuff off and zoom back out. All right, zoomed out here for the primary wave and the big picture again. This goes back to late 2018, remember? So assuming this projection is correct, this primary wave is going to go up here to about $52,000 for Bitcoin. And that's going off the projection where the primary wave 5 equals from 0.34 equals 0.618 of 0.34. Assuming all of this is correct and going off of that projection, we're looking at around $51,500, $52,000 somewhere in there as the end of the primary wave for Bitcoin. All right, I think that's all I have for today. Just kind of keeping these short and sweet. There's tons of YouTubers that do these daily update videos. I probably will never be one of those people, but there was just two things here that I didn't feel like anyone had really covered very well, and especially the Elliott wave stuff. I'm really getting into that, and I almost feel like Elliott wave should be like one of the first things people should learn about trading, because so far in my relatively limited experience, it has been remarkably accurate. You know, Elliott waves combined with Fibonacci projections, it's a game changer in my opinion. But who knows, I'm still relatively new at this Elliott wave stuff, so maybe I'm doing it wrong and I'm just getting lucky. But if you're new to my channel, I mostly document my option trades here on YouTube. I found it's a good way for me to kind of learn about my mistakes and how I do good and how I do bad. And yeah, it's always good to just get people's feedback. So if you want to go along for the ride and hopefully learn something along the way with me helping you and you helping me, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in on this little update, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.